Hey, Sanjeev.
Hey Corey, how's it going?
Going good. Welcome to Five Questions with Kory.
I'm nervous.
Your big moment. Yeah, it's super exciting. Well, typically I have a background related to the person that I'm interviewing. Today it's a little different twist, but it also relates to a question I'm going to ask you later. So we'll get to that in just a minute.
Okay.
So again, five questions that we're going to get through, kind of random topics. So question number one is, who was your hero or role model when you were growing up and why?
Ooh, that's a good one. I think it was probably my grandfather on my dad's side, growing up, and my grandfather on my mom's side. So they both kind of uh, went sort of towards the beat of their own drum, per to say,
Mhm.
so to say, and kind of shaped their own path and did things that were very unconventional
Hmm.
for the time period as well as like the culture. So they got to kind of define their own lives. And my grandfather on my mom's side, because I didn't know this until like later on after he passed, but he would always play chess with us and he was always really good. But he was like a master or grandmaster or
Oh,
something.
wow.
He never told us this, but we would always lose money to him.
I love that. So did you ever beat him?
No,
No, no.
not even.
Well, probably some good life lessons there to be learned.
Yeah, yeah. Be careful who you play chess with.
Well, I'm sad to admit I've never learned to play chess, so you could probably play with me, play me and have no problem whatsoever.
Nice.
All right, so next question. So for those of you who haven't met Sanjeev, he's a UX researcher on our team here in PDX. So the question is, if you weren't in UX research, what other career would you want to be in? So what is that dream? Like, yeah, I wish I could be this.
I don't know. I don't think there is like another field I could see myself kind of going into. Like when I first started UX or going down the path of UX, I was going down a completely different career path and kind of changed directions. So like UX was kind of that dream position or that dream job. So I think I would stay the same. I don't know. There might be a lame response.
Yeah, that's a really safe answer when you're
Yeah.
interviewing with your manager. Like, no, this is my perfect job.
I think it would be something like off the wall, completely unrelated, like astronaut or something.
Well,
I would
that's a good one. Yeah, astronaut's good.
go with astronaut. I'm not qualified by any means, but
Well, that had nothing to do with the question. Qualifications aside. Yeah. All right,
yeah.
we'll go with astronaut as the final answer on that one.
Okay.
So you've been with the company for almost a year now. So you were one of the people on the team that we hired during the pandemic. And that meant that you didn't meet anyone on the team in person until a couple of weeks ago, actually, when we had a team lunch. So we all got together. And that was the first time that you had ever met anyone on the team face to face, which was unique. So what was it like, not having any in-person connection or going into an office and being hired in a pandemic?
It was very different. Like I'm used to, especially coming from consulting where you would switch projects and companies a lot, and then you would go in person, do the interview, and then even work with them in person. So coming from that to completely remote, it almost felt like an arm's distance away, but just not quite there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was very different. I would say I wouldn't say it was awkward by any means. It was definitely an adjustment to get to know everyone and like make sure to reach out and get to know everybody. I feel like a lot of those additional pieces of communication, like you don't have to think about in person, it
Right.
just kind of happens naturally. So it definitely made me more conscious of that and then staying in touch with people. But yeah, it was very weird.
Yeah. Well, and when you're in the office, you don't have cats walking around the screen like they are right now. So
Yeah, exactly.
would you like to introduce everyone to your cat?
Yeah. I can get her. She's not gonna be. If I get up, she'll run away.
Because she's a pet. Yeah, I get it.
Her name's Zola. I'm not too sure how old she is. Like when I adopted her, they told me she was 1, and I've had her for about 4 years now. But then when I last went to the vet, they told me she was 6, in between 6 or 10. So quite the age difference.
That aged really fast, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. So she's timeless right now.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. All right. So sticking with kind of the pandemic theme, so as we're nearing the end of the lockdown, I know we've talked a lot on our team about travel and just doing things outside of the office. So this is why I have this background. I actually went to a Suns game a couple of weeks ago. I hadn't been to a Suns game in a long time, partly because they were terrible for a while, but also because of the pandemic, you couldn't have fans. But as we get to the end or nearing the end, if you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you want to go?
I know the continents I want to travel to. I don't know where exactly.
So just pick your top continent then.
It would either be South America or Africa. My goal is to try to hit all the continents, and I'm 4 for 3 right now. So
which ones have you visited so far?
So we have North America, Europe, Australia, Asia, and then I haven't been to Africa, South America, and Antarctica.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I used to travel a lot. I feel like it's slowed down a lot, but I'm super eager to start traveling again.
I think you'll have to compare notes with Rajesh. I remember him talking about a commitment that he made to his kids, that he was going to take them to every continent as they were, kind of growing as a family. So have to see which boxes you've checked and which ones he's checked.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
All right, so we are now at question number 5. So as a UX researcher at Keep, what is one big issue or problem that you are excited to dig into or to kind of figure out in your role?
I am eager to continue learning about how our users conduct their business. I feel like it's changing so much so fast just by the other tools that are out there. As far as for communication and stuff like that. So I think that's like an interesting problem for me because I love just how businesses work and how they grow and scale. So getting to like a first row seat at how modern businesses are growing and scaling or even starting up is always super fascinating to me.
Cool. Well, we love having you on the team and the insights that you help bring and the expertise you bring to the table. So that wraps up this session of 5 questions with Kory. Thanks for hanging out on our Zoom chat for a while.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, thanks, Sainjeev. See ya.
Kory.